Please just give me that. Thank you very much. All right, so thank you for being here for our pet yoga, our virtual way of getting community back together. If we haven't met, my name is Sarah Melody. I'm the owner of Anahata Yoga from the Heart. We're a yoga studio in Barrie, and we connected with Outrun Rescue 2 summers ago when they asked me, funny enough, to come and teach a donkey yoga. I didn't think that was a thing at the time, and I learned it is very much a thing. So from donkey yoga, we branched out into goat yoga. We branched out into mini horse yoga this summer. And then at one point, I just said to the team, can we just bring in all of the animals? So we did our last in-person but outdoor class, and we called it farm yoga. We had mini horses, goats. Of course, our friendly pig at Santana's farm. Thank you so much. I was hoping maybe we'd see her online today. We'll see. She lives in Santana's home, so she was my favorite part, not to have favorites. But the real important reason today for this practice is during these times of being home, we need to get community back together and really focus on our mental health through this practice of yoga. My journey to yoga is that I've struggled for years with depression, and yoga has helped me get through that. And the nice part about this as well is I am an animal lover, and my last thing that I needed to try to help me with managing my stress and my anxiety was getting a pet. And I am the owner, of course, she's not here right now. She's over there. She's going to be here in a second. I'm the owner of Ella, the French bulldog. Or maybe she's the owner of me. That's usually what it feels like with pets, right? So she comes to our studio and you usually see her in Shavasana. She will be my partner today for our practice. Just want to say a big shout out again to Outrun Rescue. All of the proceeds, all the donations are going directly to them today. If you already sent a donation to me, I will be sending it back to them because I know some of my regulars are used to that with their Pay It Forward program. All right, so let's get started on our mat. Come on, Ella, let's go. She's like, Mom, what am I doing today? This is Ella. She's gonna be our leader for today. Our Shavasana dog is usually the case. So if you're new to this practice, if I recommend something or offer something on your knees, please just come to seated or anything that's going to be more suitable for you. So if you're not comfortable being on your knees, let's come right onto our bum. Thank you, Ella. We'll start our practice just hugging our pet. Giving them a little hug, a little kiss, having that moment of, if you look at it as therapy with your pet, Ella might be on alert at times as we are practicing from our home studio. So the fun part is that we're all pet owners, and if you hear a bark, let's just laugh about it. All right, so right now I want you to bring your hand to your pet's heart. So just finding a space or grab them however you need to. Close your eyes. Be here. Sit, please. Sit down. And just start to find your breath in and out of the nose. Maybe feeling your heartbeat press onto their body. Sending them that love and energy to start our practice. I want to take a moment and just honor this practice of yoga and have respect for where it comes from. And that today we are having fun with this practice and calling it pet yoga, but we do also need to honor the tradition and honor the origin of it. So I just want to take a moment to thank all of my teachers that have given me the skills to lead you in this practice today. And I want to thank you for being here, trying something new, moving your body and connecting with your furry friend. All right, so give them a little hug and a kiss. Thank you, Ella, for being on the spot. You can go to your bed now. Nikki, sit down. And then we'll find our seated pose. Maybe your pet's going to join you. Maybe they're going to make their way off the mat. Take your right hand down to the outside of your hip. Reach that left arm up. Find a side body stretch. Take 2 breaths. We'll inhale, we'll come to center. We'll exhale, we'll reach the other side. You can always do this from seated in a chair as well. See, she's already gone. She's already bored of me. Inhale, come to center. Squeeze your shoulder blades down. Exhale, reach the other side. Inhale to center, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, reach. One more like that. Inhale, come to center, squeeze. Exhale, reaching, finding that lateral stretch. One more, inhale. And exhale. We'll come to a little twist as we come back to center. Right hand behind us, left hand on top of our knee or thigh. Take 2 breaths, get tall in your spine. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, twist the other side. So part of the practice is going to be for you. Part of the practice, of course, is going to be tailored more to your pets. As I was joking off the recording, I am trained in yogis, not trained in dogs or cats. So she's staring at me. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, find a forward fold. But the most important part of our practice today is just having fun and connecting with our pets and having that space to just declutter the mind. Okay, from your forward fold, we're gonna roll up, and then you might start to notice your pet wants to make their way to the mat. Find your way into a down dog as you tuck your toes and lift your hips. And if you're not ready to come into a down dog, come to a tabletop instead. If you're in down dog, start to walk your dog, paddle your feet, and check in with everyone's form. Oh, there she is. That was for you, Santana. All right, and in your down dog or in your tabletop, I want you to pick up your right leg, find a little puppy peeing, stack your hip, look underneath your armpit, root through your heel. And squaring your hip, lower the foot, and let's switch. I'm going to also show you from tabletop, so it could just be a puppy peeing to the side, lifting that knee. Stacking your hip, look under your armpit. Squaring your hip, and we'll all meet back in down dog, or sorry, in table. Lifting your heart, arching in the back, finding your cow pose. Rounding through your spine, finding cat. Moving through that a few times. I do have to entice Ella with some treats. Come on. Hi. No, we're not giving that one to you yet. Come on. Ella's it. So having some fun here to warm up the spine, finding that flexion, finding that rounding so that we're really warm and safe in the lower back before we come through more of our asanas, more of our postures. And then if your pet is with you, Ella and Aki, bring them underneath if you can, underneath your table. Let's see if she makes her way. She is such a Shavasana dog. She's just like, what? We do this every day, Mom. How is this any different? All right, so from your table, I want you to take right arm up to the sky. And then thread the needle, reach that arm underneath that space, send your hips back into a little child's pose. And then we'll unweave that arm and we'll roll back up to table. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Threading that needle, scoop it underneath, press your hips back, finding that child's pose, opening up through the back of the shoulders. If you're still seated, you can always cross your arm across the body. It's another option as well that you don't have to come to your knees. I'm loving all of the tails wagging on the screen. That's perfect. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then on your exhale, we'll unweave that arm. We're going to roll up to our tabletop and then right back into our down dog. Okay, so if you have a puppy, I warn you, this might become a bit of like very much active yoga in a second. So if you need to come out of it, feel free to change it up, but we're going to have some fun here. We're going to build some fire and cardio. We're going to come back to down dog, and I want you to have some play with lifting your heels to your bum and then stepping down. And if you're not comfortable doing that, then you could come into a table, lift your knees, step it back, bring it in, step it back, bring it in, or join me for those donkey kicks, Try to do maybe 6 on your own, checking in with everyone. I hope you're laughing or I'll have to unmute you to find out. And then once you've done your last little donkey kick, step up to the top of your mat and find the forward fold. Take a big sigh as you exhale out. And then slowly start to roll yourself up to stand. Take an inhale, we'll reach the arms up. And then exhale our hands to our heart. Okay, close the eyes for a moment. Catch your breath with me. We'll move through some sun salutation A's just to warm up the body. This part of the practice is you, but of course, if your pet meets you on your mat, have some fun. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, walking yourself back out to your tabletop. So knees to the earth, finding your chaturanga as you bend and your elbows, lower yourself down. Baby cobra, squeeze your shoulder blades. And then pressing yourself up to table and back into down dog. Let's do that puppy peeing again. Lift your right leg up from your table or your down dog. Bend your knee. Rotating with the sternum. Flex your foot. Square your hip, lower that foot down. Let's switch sides from table or down dog. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee. Find your puppy peeing. You're muted if you want to make a sound effect. I know we're all adults, but it's a little bit like kid yoga, right? And then squaring your hip again, lower that foot, and then find your way back to the top of your mat. All right, let's go. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, we'll come all the way up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, sun salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. Step yourself back into your plank, or you can do it from the knees like we did the first time. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower yourself down. Baby cobra as you squeeze your shoulders. And then press back into your down dog. Okay, we're adding on to that little bit of play of puppy peeing. Right leg lifts from the table or from your down dog. Bend your knees, stack your hip. Square your hips, step your foot through, and then lower your back knee down. All right, from here, we're in our lunge. We're gonna inhale, lift. Exhale, we're gonna sweep our hands back, lengthen our front leg, working to the hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings like me, keep your knee bent instead, or point your toes and work into the top of the shins. So we're in that half splits. Inhale, we're gonna lift back up. Exhale, we'll press it back. One more, inhale. And exhale, little press back. Exhale your hands down. If your pet's still with you, actually on your mat, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Sometimes the disadvantage of having a dog that's always around yoga, she's just super calm now. She doesn't care. All right, let's walk ourselves back forward, tuck our toes, lift the knee, and then step up, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reach your eyes, we'll come all the way back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. We'll step ourselves back into our plank and then right into our down dog or our tabletop. So switching sides, we'll pick up the left leg and find puppy peeing, bending the knee, stacking the hip, reading through the side of the body. Squaring the hip to center, and we'll step that left foot through this time, lower the back knee down. So my right hip, my back hip is pressing forward, my shoulders and hips are aligned. Inhale, lift your crescent. Exhale, scoop it back, lengthen your leg. Remember, you can keep that knee bent. Inhale. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press it back and hold. Try not to lock your knee. Maybe frame your foot here. Hands to your blocks. And then on our exhale, walk back forward. Step up, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Come all the way back up to stand. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to our heart. If you have a pet, I'm going to recommend, if you have a pet that is probably under 20 pounds, a cat probably, it's probably the safest thing, or a smaller puppy or a smaller dog, then you can use them in this next pose. Ella is 27 pounds and I do not trust myself. So I'm going to use a pillow as my pretend Ella right now. Coming into tree pose, grabbing your lighter pet, we're going to bring our weight into our left leg, bring our toes of our right foot into the ground, open the knee to the side, and then bring our foot to the calf. And then take your lighter pet or your pillow if you want to join me, so I'm not alone. You can hug them, you can reach them overhead if you have, if they are safe to do so, probably a kitten or a cat, not a dog. Of course, don't grab them from the armpits. Take one more breath, find your balance. I see everyone trying. And then exhale, bring them back down, give them a hug, switch sides, lower that foot down, open that knee to the side. So weight is our right leg now, our left foot is gonna stay to the earth or to the cat. We'll inhale, reach our arms nice and tall. I know some of you on the camera have done baby yoga with me, and yep, we did use our babies for this. I don't have a baby, just my fur baby who's checked out. 2 more breaths. And then exhale, bring that knee back, hug your baby. Don't drop them, place them gently to the ground. Let's do that again without them. Inhale our arms up. Exhale our hands to our hips. Come up onto the right ball of the foot, open the knee. And bring the foot to the calf. Weight is in our left leg. And then take your arms up. Give yourself a break if you're using your pet. They like that weight that just walks up on your mat. 2 more breaths. And I want you to change up your hands on that second breath. So coming to maybe a cactus, maybe it's bent elbows, maybe one arm is going to go like this. Loving all the variations on the screen. And then we'll take our hands to our heart. Bring that leg back down and maybe shake out the leg. That way we're putting all the weight in. All right, let's do the other side. Wave into our right leg. I see everyone trying to control our pets right now. Did you get treats? I don't know. Open up the left foot. Her ears popped up when she heard the word treats, but nothing else. Again, she held us right behind the camera. Take your arms up. Growing your tree and feel as if you're holding like a big beach ball overhead. Find space in your palms. Taking our next 2 breaths, find any variation. Those cactus arms again, maybe just the hands up prayer. Or hugging your pet, I love it. And then exhale our hands to our hips, and then finding mountain pose, Samastiti. Take an inhale, and take an exhale. We're gonna make our way to our mat, come to seated on your bum. Come on, Ella. She's like sleeping. Okay, grabbing your pet. Oh. These COVID days, Ella, you're getting a little heavier. We're gonna come into boat pose. Now, again, Ella's an okay size for this. I didn't get to check out everybody's dog or pet on the screen. If you think that they shouldn't be sitting on your lap, then please don't include them for this. Okay, we're gonna come to seated. Our heels are gonna come to the ground. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Coming into Navasana, our boat pose. The heels to the ground. I'm lifting with my chest. I'm hugging my baby. I'm gonna round lower down. And we're gonna lift back up. So a little bit of core. If you have a smaller pet, You can lift them again, like Simba in the Lion King. So we'll roll through the spine as if we're going to come down. Use our core to press up. It's like rockabye baby right now, Ella. I think she actually might fall asleep. So do 3 more of your core. Exhale on the top. 1 more. Oh, and then come right into a wide-legged forward fold. Okay, Ella, you can have a little break. You get a treat now. There you go. Give your baby a treat. Come to your wide-legged forward fold. Bring them to the center. And just take a moment to come into your fold and give them a hug. Can you sit, please? Can you sit? Thank you. Can you be my prop right now? And in that forward fold, maybe giving some love, some kisses. And then we'll bring them over towards that left ankle. Come over here, Ella. Sit down, please. Thank you. Lining up our shoulders and then forward fold over our thigh. We'll inhale to center. Exhale, take it to the other side. You stole a treat. She's like, but Mom, I waited so long. Ella, sit. Sit, please. Thank you. So in our forward fold here, we're working on a little bit of our soft compression, our belly to our thigh, releasing that lower back. And we're going to roll all the way up. Bring our legs with us, maybe hugging that baby. And come into a rabbit pose, tuck your chin to your chest. You cannot just hug yourself to that. All right, as we roll our rabbit pose, clearly Ella's changed up the sequence here. I know that we see our pets do this all the time, so let's have some play. Can't promise I'll get her into it. Let's have some play of trying to get them to come down to the earth and then maybe up so that they're in almost that actual down dog that we're familiar with. So Ella, you're gonna come to your mat. Ella, sit. Ella, down, come down, all the way down. Good girl, good girl. Let's see if you can bring your bum up. Maybe it's a little tickle of the bum. Sometimes she does it, sometimes she won't. So just have some play here. This is not necessarily a yoga pose. Oh, almost, you're down dog. Okay, I'm giving her that one. I'm gonna check it on the screen. Did we give up? Yes, give up on training our dog. I gave up on that 5 years ago, and I went into people instead. Okay. All right, Ella. All right, and then we're gonna just come back for a moment and just find some stillness like we started our practice. So bringing your hand again to maybe the outside of their wrist, sending your love and your energy to them. If you're not practicing with a pet, please just give yourself a hug. Like reach for your shoulder blades, give yourself a big hug, and then come to some calmness for a second. Breathing in through the nose and breathing back out. And if you notice your breath wants to move through, in through the nose and out the mouth, then allow that. And just have a moment of gratitude for this little creature in your life that sometimes we can't communicate with, but they know us sometimes better than anyone else. They know when we're sad, they know when we're happy. They know when there's change happening, and they are there for us. So maybe it's stating it out loud or just having that touch and letting them know how much you love them and thanking them for being there for you. And we're going to come on to our spines. Now, some of us might want to come to our back for Shavasana. I really love having a little cuddle here with Ella, if she will. We'll see. And just letting them sit down. Or forcing them. And just coming to that little fetal position. Okay, do your own thing then. You might want to come into a supine twist. So when you're on one side, open up the arm, which should be behind you. Have a little twist as you open through the shoulders. And if you are doing that supine twist and you have the space, then come on to your back. Allow your knees to fall to the other side, maybe roll fully to that other side, and then open up the shoulders, finding that twist so that our hips are stacked, chest is open. Take one more breath in your twist. And then exhale, we'll come back to center. Now for some of us, we might want to take the legs long into corpse pose or come back to that side where we're hugging our pet. Maybe even bringing them on your chest or your belly for that connection, that Reiki. Loving all the pet cuddles right now. Or the force pet cuddles to love you. And if the pup or if the cat is too active right now, then come to a seated version of this. If you've tried being on your spine, or embrace it and take that time. So coming to an affirmation maybe of, I am grateful for this love in my life. And if you connect with that affirmation, repeating it, I am grateful for this love in my life. I love seeing all of the smiles on the screen. And if your pet is still with you, again, you can place that connection of hand to heart or hands on their ribs and just breathe into that space. Or if they've made their way off of your mat, then I just recommend you bringing your hand to your heart and your other hand to your belly and breathing into those spaces. We'll stay for a couple more breaths and just having gratitude for their love and gratitude for their compassion and for making us laugh every day. Sometimes we really take that for granted. And I think we've heard this statement enough, but now more than ever, we really need those moments of joy in our day. Those moments that bring us that happiness and bring a big smile to our face and allow us just to escape, even if it's only for 3 breaths or in today's practice, maybe 30 minutes. And they say that we're only ever truly present for 3 breaths at a time. So let's come back to that grounding. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, side out. Inhale. Exhale, side out. One more as a collective inhale. And exhale. If you are on your spine, you can maybe slowly wiggle fingers and toes. Or if you're still holding on to your pet, give them a little kiss on the top of their head. And then we'll slowly find our way to a seated posture. Unless you need to stay longer, I'm noticing a couple people actually having some stillness in Shavasana. So if you need to stay longer, please do that. Maybe you can close the eyes and just come to the palms face down to find stillness, to ground ourselves here. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. We'll close our practice by bringing our thumbs to our forehead for our kind thoughts when we step off of our mat. Our thumbs to our throat and our mouth for our kind words. And our thumbs to our heart center, Anahata, the name of this space and this community. Please step off your mat with kindness and compassion and keep showing up in this world as you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever you get up to. Namaste.